Hello, hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. I see you. Do you see me? See, we're getting some people already. This is good. I always give it a few minutes because I know it takes time for people to jump on and decide if they want to be anonymous or not, or announce themselves. So we'll just give it another minute. I hope you're seeing me. If someone can give me the high sign that you're actually seeing me and not a commercial, that would be helpful. Oh, lost somebody. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, they're back. And here's some more people. Cool. Hey everyone. Is anybody seeing me yet? Or are you, I know, the last couple of weeks we've had commercials of very strange nature. I'm hoping that that we don't have that tonight. So it looks like a bunch of people are on. I'm just going to do my little, housekeeping announcement. Hi, my name is Marci Geller. I'm your host of Square Peg Chat, and it is Monday, January 25th, 2016. And if this is your first time tuning in, there is a chat window that's to my right on your screen, right? I don't know why I can't remember this, but that's where you chat, and you should be seeing me right in front of you. That would be good. Nobody's letting me know, so I don't know if you're actually seeing me or if you have a commercial. So maybe I'll just type a little note. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm just typing a note to make sure everybody can see me. So Marci, whoops, I spelled my own name wrong. Marci is here. Do you see me? Question mark. And you guys can answer me by typing into the chat function, and that's how I see your comments and your questions, and that's how we have a chat. So anyway, hi everybody. Happy Monday. Glad that you decided to join me tonight and share in this discussion. Boy, I don't know how many of you are in the Northeast, but we got clobbered yesterday. Actually, we got clobbered Saturday it was, right? Yeah, and then yesterday was the big dig out. I felt like I burned like 10,000 calories, so so I did a lot of extra eating just to make sure that it all balanced out. I actually did some baking, which is something that I'm not really known for. I'm known for my cooking, I'm not known for my baking, but it was just one of those freezing cold Northeast winter days where you just wanted something yummy and good, so I baked, kids, and I baked a gluten-free chocolate power muffin for me and my husband, and they were really good. So I will share the recipe. It's actually from another musician, Efrat Shapira, who's a wonderful violinist, singer-songwriter. She shared the recipe. I sort of doctored it up a little because that's what I do. Anyway, so let's get down to business here. Oh, somebody's saying, you see me. Good, good. All right, well, I see your comments, so I'm going to assume that you guys are seeing me, and I'm going to start the topic. So this week's topic, I decided to talk about getting what you need, the art of asking, which is something that I am admittedly terrible at. I'm not good at asking. I've adopted this mindset in my life that, oh, it'll take too long to explain it, so it's just easier if I do it myself. And then I wind up, overwhelmed and exhausted and tapped out and can't figure out why. So I decided to tackle this topic because it's something that I myself am trying to work through and get better at, and I thought, well, let's throw it out to my weekly buddies here on my web chat and see if we can come up with some tools and good responses to our inclinations to not let people help us, or even dig even a little bit deeper into figuring out what is it that you need. I think it's easy to define what we want. I am defining what we want differently than what we need. What we want is something that we yearn for. It's a desire, but is it truly always a need? A need is something, well, you need to breathe, you need to have food and water, and you need to have shelter. So I am defining this differently in that I want to figure out how to get what I need and therefore be a happier, more content, peaceful person, because that's my whole point of this journey, and that's my whole point of sharing these Monday nights with you guys. If it's your first time tuning in, I've said it a gajillion times and I'll say it again, I'm nobody's guru. I'm not professing to be anybody's guru. I am an earthling just like the rest of you, or at least I'm assuming the rest of you are earthlings, and I am on a quest. I'm on this quest for figuring out the better version of me and for being happy, and I want to share that journey because I think that other people are on that very same journey. So let's dig in. So as I said, I think the first thing is identifying what it is that you really need, because a lot of times, I can only speak for myself, I know I get caught up in what I want. I want acknowledgement, I want approval, I want validation, but what is it that I really, really need as a person, as a spouse, as an artist? Figuring out what it is that I really need to be a happy, content person, I think is the first step to getting what you need. Like, I think you have to figure out what it is first before you can ask for it. So I'm going to throw out a couple of things to you guys. You know, I'm always willing to be the brave one who throws out some personal things and some challenges. And I told you guys I had my CD release concert last week, thank God, because it would have been really bad if it was this weekend. And there was that sense of elation and accomplishment, and then there's always that sort of dip the day after, or maybe the day after, in my case. And so I went on this journey trying to figure out, well, what is it that I need to maintain the happy, number one, and number two, what is it that I need to feel good about myself when there's not a big CD concert and there's not a big event that I'm working on. I mean, there's kind of always something I'm working on, but I decided to figure out what I needed because I felt very overwhelmed by it all. It's like, okay, CD release, done. Now what? You know, and that list is eternal. It's radio and press and getting people to buy the CD and all those other kind of fun things and marketing, and then eventually there'll be another CD after that. So for me, I have a multitude of lists, and the lists start to, I don't know, they start to like creep into my brain, and I start to feel like I can't even see straight anymore because I'm so overwhelmed by the lists. So I decided what I needed was to find a better way of organizing myself, my thoughts, my days. And I went back to an old standard that I used for many years. Some of you may be familiar with it. It's the Franklin Covey system. And I don't know if you remember them. If you didn't, those of us who subscribe to the Franklin Covey method of planning and organization, they were these gigantic books that you carried around with you that had your mission statement and all the things that you needed to get done. And there's this whole system where you can forward something that doesn't get done to the following day or a different day. And I liked the Franklin Covey because not only did it sort of give me a map of like what it was that I was trying to accomplish, but it broke it down into quadrants. And forgive me if I don't remember exactly how they go, but there were 4 different quadrants, and one was urgent. You basically had a table, urgent, important, and it was about deciphering things that were urgent and important from things that were important but not necessarily urgent, and things that were urgent but not important. One example that they always used was like the phone is ringing, and so there's like a sense of urgency, like you have to answer it, but is it important to answer the phone if you're in the middle of trying to finish a thought, that you're writing down for a blog or something like that? So the 4 quadrants help you decide how important and how urgent the things are in your life that you're trying to do, and then you assign them basically a rating. Like A1 would be something that's really important and really urgent. Those are the things that you're going to focus on first, and then there are, A2, A3, A4, blah blah blah, and then it goes to B1s, like things that are, important but not urgent, and so on and so forth. So I went on this mission to see if Franklin Covey had finally come up with a cyber version of their system, because I don't mean to sound like a prima donna, but like, I don't even carry a purse anymore, so I am not walking around with this gigantic like Bible type thing with me everywhere I go and having to carry yet another thing. I'm trying to scale back, and we have our smartphones where it's like almost like an entire computer, and we have our iPads. So I went on a search to find something that emulated Franklin Covey, or something that was maybe from Franklin Covey, and I found it, which led me down another like black hole, because there were so many bugs that I needed to figure out, because they didn't like tell you certain things beforehand. Anyway, I'm not going to bog you guys down with my absurdity, but what I thought was going to be this thing that sort of like put everything in perspective and cleared stuff out just made another big mess to figure out, and I was getting really frustrated. So I decided what I needed was to just get certain things done every single day, and when there is time, and I say that jokingly because there's never time, figure out a system that's going to help you. And so I let go of this like need to control and figure it out and sit there and go through like a million different FAQs and tutorials, and I just wrote them an email, and I shut down the program, and I took it off my iPhone and said, forget it, I'm just going to go back to my list. So what happened, I got a message from them explaining to me how to fix the glitch that I was having. So what I need now is, I also figured out that I need some support, and that it's hard to ask for support, because first of all, I think as an independent artist, we always want to have this appearance of like having it all together. And if you've been coming to the web chats every week, you know that this is not the case with me. I don't have it all together, but I've got it pretty together. Like I'm I'm kind of like a work in progress, and I think the progress is getting better. So I decided I needed help, and I have been doing these accountability meetups with a friend once a week. They're real quick, real short, where we kind of go through our stuff. And I said, one of the things that I talked about this week, last Friday, was I need help. And my accountability partner gave me some really good resources to find some new interns. Because if you guys remember, I had Mike the intern, who I adore, but Mike's internship was done, and he's gone on to, being a senior who's graduating and getting a real job and all that kind of stuff. And it was sad for both of us, but, I still need that support staff. So I went and I used some of the resources that my accountability partner suggested, and I have 12 resumes for interns that want to work for me. So, yay. So what did I do? I defined what it was that I needed. I broke it down into little manageable bites, and then I tackled the little bites bit by bit, and the result was I have some potential now. I'm not going to say I solved the problem of feeling overwhelmed. I'm going to say that I have the potential to solve some of the issues about being an indie artist and feeling overwhelmed. And I feel really good about that. So I have yammered on now for a good 15 minutes. I want to hear from you guys. Do you have any thoughts, any opinions, any ideas, anything you want to share? A need that you have that's, not getting fulfilled, that you don't even know where to start with. Throw it out to me, guys, and then as a group we'll sort of go through and read each other's responses and see what's going on out there. What's going on with everyone? Okay, so we got organization is key. Yes. But do you ever feel like have you figured out the perfect way to organize yourself? Because I think organization is key. I still feel like I want to invent, like if I was like a software programmer and I had time, I know exactly in my mind what I need to keep organized, and if I had those skills, I would create it and then probably wind up selling it and becoming a gajillionaire and not having to be a musician. So, okay, organization is key. What do you do? Is there something that you'd like to share that you in particular find is helpful in keeping yourself organized? Because I think that's kind of obvious. Organization is key, but how do you stay organized? That's the real question. I'm going to take a little hydration break here. Come on, guys, give me some feedback. I needed a lot of hydration. It's very cold here in the north, and oh, commercial. That's why I'm not hearing from you guys. All right, so I'm gonna type in so that whoever is still there knows I'm still here in case they're new. Hold on. Hello. Come on, say something. Let me say, okay. So I'm gonna say, let me know when commercial is over, please. Smiley face. Okay. Okay. So I keep on talking during commercials. Reason being, these are videotaped and they go on to YouTube. So the people who watch them after the fact, you're not seeing commercials, so we can keep having the discussion. So anyway, I think that asking is an art form, because I think that we are very trained to not ask for what it is that we need. We feel like we're going to be a burden or perceived a certain way, like, you know, somebody who's demanding maybe. And the older I get, the more I am realizing that the act of asking not only allows you to take a breath and share the energy of whatever it is that you need to disperse a little bit, but it also gives the receiver, the person who you've asked, the opportunity to help. And I know for myself that helping is a very natural thing for me. Like if somebody needs something, I don't usually have to think about it. It's usually kind of a natural inclination for me to want to help. But then when it comes to me asking for help, that's where I stumble. That's where I have trouble. And so I have made a conscious effort to get better at asking for help. Okay, so let's see what we got here. It's done, but you had to log back in. Okay, so I'm going to guess that a few of you are in the process of logging back in again. Oh, Ustream, someday I will find a way around you. So if you missed that part of the chat that we were just having, I was saying how it's really easier for me to do, like if somebody asks me something, like I'm usually like, oh sure, I can help. Like that's an easy, natural inclination for me. But asking others to help me is something that I really struggle with. It feels very uncomfortable. I don't know if it's maybe like because I was like the older sibling and like so I was kind of, once the baby came, like I was kind of on my own and had to figure stuff out by myself, and so maybe I became very self-reliant, and maybe now I consider asking for help a weakness, which it is not. I was just saying during the commercial, some of you were watching commercial, that I think that I call it the art of asking, and other people have referred to this, because it truly is an exchange whereby if you ask and then allow somebody else to help you, that's kind of a gift in a way, because I know that there's something very lovely about feeling like you helped a friend or a loved one. I know I feel good when I help somebody. So I'm trying to reframe it for myself to look more like I'm not burdening somebody. I am giving them the opportunity to share my energy and feel good about sharing whatever it is that I'm dealing with. So what do you guys think? Yay or nay? Or maybe some gray matter in between. Do you think it makes sense? Do you think I'm rationalizing it so I can get the help that I need? Which is entirely possible. I am saying it from a very pure, authentic place, in that when I do ask on the rare occasion, and I'm trying to get less rare about it, I'm asking because I trust the person that I'm asking for assistance, that they will honor my request, and that they will do their best to try and support and assist me. And I think that that's a lovely thing. So, are you guys are you back? I mean, it's showing that I've got a bunch of viewers, and but you're very quiet tonight, so I don't know if you're having issues logging in. If you are just joining us and you don't know how to chat, if you're looking at me on my website, to the right of my face, you should see a chat window, and you can see all the little comments and questions that people have been asking, and that's where you can also make a post. Now, if you're seeing something, I think there's another option where it shows the social media feed. That's not what you want. You want the one that's an actual chat function. So if you're not seeing, it's done but had to log in, let me know when commercial is over, if you're not seeing those words in particular, then you're not seeing the chat. You're seeing probably the social media feed, which is different. And I don't know how you make a comment there. Actually, what is it called? It says social stream. So here, I'm going to look on social stream just to see if I'm getting anything, because sometimes I get people there and I forget to look. Okay, so let's see. Oh, hi, Rusty. Russell is here. Can see you. How do you prioritize things when your partner has priorities too? Oh, that's a really good question. Well, first of all, you're assuming that my spouse is the only person I ask for help from, which, all right, 9 times out of 10 is the case. It's balance. Sometimes I've stepped away from asking my husband certain things because I know that. Oh, that's my cat. You want to be on the web chat? I'm busy. Excuse me. Hi. I'll pick her up in a minute. Shh. I'm busy. You're being very rude. I think it's about finding balance and mutual respect, because I think I used to get so tunnel vision that the only person I was comfortable asking help from was my spouse, and I think that that's not fair, because he's got his own life and his own needs, and so I've been trying to only ask him things that, number one, I know that he's willing and able to do, and also that he won't mind doing as much. At least I'm hoping for that. So that's one thing. And then let's see, meeting a spouse, they are different than your goals. Yes. Okay, so I think we got that. I'm going to go back to the chat to see if anybody else is talking. They're not. Come here. Do you want to say hi to everybody? All right, I'm going to get the cat because I think she wants her 2 minutes of fame. Come here. You're very loud. See, you think I'm just like making up noises. Nope, there's really a gigantic, loud, obnoxious kitty who wants to be on camera as much as possible. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Show your pretty face. Okay. See, this is my form of parenthood. This is a cranky child who needed love and attention, who was not going to shut up until I gave her some. So, here we are. Are you better now? Can I put you down? Because you're really interrupting the flow of things here, my dear. All right, I'm going to go back to social stream because I'm not seeing anything here on the chat. I'm going to put the kitty down. Say bye. Bye. Let's see if anybody else is talking on social stream. No. Okay, cool. So we're kind of caught up with each other, and I hope that I shared some ideas that were useful and helpful to you guys, because that is the whole point. It's not just about me, blathering on and on about my challenges. It's about putting stuff out there that I have a feeling most people are wrestling with, and then trying to collectively find some tools to utilize. So I hope that we did that today. I usually end the show with a song, which I'm going to do tonight, but I'm going to first do a little bit of personal advertising, which is if you are not on my mailing list, right above my head, there is a way to sign up for my mailing list. I think you get a free MP3. Please sign up for my mailing list because I would love to see you in 3D world, not just here in cyber world, even though I don't really see you guys, you see me. Let's see. Aw, kitty. Yes, I always say the cat gets more hits on Facebook and social media than I do. The other thing I'm going to say is that if you're enjoying what you're hearing and you want to help us we're trying to make a goal to get a commercial-free web chat. There's a donation button below, or even better, I mentioned my new CD. It's called Square Peg. And it looks like this, and you can get it right on my website. All you need to do is go to the store, which should be in the menu above you. I'm very proud of this CD. It's getting good reviews. It's getting some radio play. You can get it as a CD or you can get it digitally. It's only available here on my website. That's intentional. And I am going to sing you guys a song. I'm going to be very brave. I do these things called the Fearless Songwriter Challenge. If you've tuned in before, you've heard me talk about it. But basically, it's a song challenge where you get a prompt every day and you're challenged to write a song a day for 7 days straight and record it and post it on the online group for everybody to inspect. So, I'm going to grab my guitar and play you one of the songs that I wrote a week and a half ago during the Fearless Songwriter Challenge. And I'm not going to use a pick because I think it'll be too loud and you won't hear my voice. But this is called, let's make sure there's no more messages on here, because I know it's very, very important that we finish on time tonight because X-Files is on at 8 o'clock. That's right, kids. So this is called I Will Never Leave You. Get the hair out of my mouth. Don't bang the guitar. It goes like this. I stay up past midnight when you got an early morning rise, and I ate your last chocolate, one that you were saving for that long ride. I had my flaws, one thing's for sure, that I will not leave you. No, I will never leave you. I hug all the covers, and if I'm still cold, I'll try to steal your heat. 'Cause I am frozen candy. Lucky me, you'll rub my frozen feet. I have my flaws, one thing's for sure, that I will never leave you. No, I will never leave you. And I do realize I won the greater prize, and I hope you know I'll never take you for granted. You like nice and tidy. I leave all my doors and drawers ajar, and I thank God Almighty used to love me whether near or far. I have my flaws, one thing's for sure, that I will not leave you. No, I will never leave you. No, I will never leave you. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week. next Monday, 7:30.